Alright, so I am back to show you my example PowerPoint so you can kind of get an idea of what you're doing. I've blocked out certain areas of text, my name and some certain key ideas I don't want to give away, but you can tell, kind of gauge an idea how much information is inside this PowerPoint and kind of what you want to go for. Just a reminder, when you're picking a topic, you don't have to do anything like symbolism. People do the impact of the social milieu on the setting or the background of where this politician came from. You can do all kinds of things. It doesn't have to be symbolism. That's just what I did. So this is what my project looked like. I'm going to kind of walk you through it. And here's my title and my subject, and there's my name and my period down here. And there's the author. And some pictures and my introductory information to kind of hook on the people who are watching. And this is my thesis. And, well, the beginning of my thesis. And so I state what I'm going to prove here, my 3 different levels of meaning, which I blocked out. And continuing, so what those points and what they mean for the work and how I'm going to communicate that in my PowerPoint. Now, some background information about the veil, you know, the research that you have to do. I got this off of Wikipedia, so I don't mind showing you guys. And just give you kind of an idea of what the text looks like here. And I included important points that will relate to my presentation as I work on it. More pictures, information. And stating inside these blocks of text are different things that relate to my topic, and kind of introducing, building up to what I'm going to talk about, so you want to give them a little bridge, I suppose, to your main point. And pictures pointing out some things that support my thesis. And then here comes my levels of symbolism, my organization. And I state some leading up info that summarizes my points. And then I talk about how she symbolizes it. And I use examples from the comic, because Persepolis is a comic. I use examples from the comic to support my claims, and then I explain how they relate to the first level of symbolism. Continuing here, you have some small hooks like these here because you don't want to put a load of information on your PowerPoint. You want to be able to explain your key points, or if you have a load of information, then explain it concisely, the important points. You actually know what you're talking about, and you're not just reading it off of a PowerPoint, because there is a difference. And if you have little hooks like these, sometimes it says a lot more than a huge paragraph like this. You can see I have very little here, but it says obviously a lot. Now, my second level of symbolism, again, explaining some leading information up to what exactly what exactly I'm trying to prove here in my second level of symbolism, because there are 3 levels that I talk about. And my leading point, kind of explaining how this picture relates to the theme of my presentation. Explain what you want to tell them, and then start telling them. You are, because I'm not giving you a lot of information here, but you are going to have a wealth of information that you're going to tell them, and just based on this example, I just want to give you an idea of how to organize it and what you want your final project to look like. If you include these pictures, you want to make sure that you explain how they're relevant. So I covered up part of this, but as you can see right here, it explains a bit how this applies to my symbol and what it means. So make sure you have some relevant pictures. You don't want just plain text. You know, make it a little entertaining. Like, people told me that mine was engaging when I presented it to them. And more panels from the comic to support it. You will want to use examples from the text if you are using, because you know, chances are slim that you're actually going to use a comic for your presentation, and you're going to have quotes instead. The quotes versus panels, the same thing to support your thesis. And my third level of symbolism, my last one, again explaining what it is, leading up to it. How the picture relates. And here I had many of my supporting points right here, explaining how each of these panels was very key to what I was explaining. So I had the panel, and then I had my explanation. It's just like using quotes from a work of literature. If you've ever done kind of presentation on this, or a timed write, style analysis. And this is my so what. So the authors, what the author did is stated here, or in this case the author and illustrator. This is what she did, and why is it important? And that is literally what your so what means. And then I provided some relevant pictures. You don't necessarily have to do your so what this way, but my pictures conveyed more than my words did. This was specific to my presentation. And then, of course, I had more to support and relate to my commentary. And those slides were my commentary. So, yeah. And this is my conclusion. And, you know, summarizing what I said, how it's important, what it means, and things like that. And then my works cited page, which you have to include a works cited page. I didn't credit the book. I probably should have, but it's kind of a giveaway, an obvious one. This was 28 slides, about, I would say, 13 to 15 minutes long total presentation. Obviously it's shorter here because I'm not explaining and reading and getting scored on this video. But I hope that this has given you some assistance, a little bit of insight onto where you're going with this, and I hope it helps you. So, good luck!